Hello, now I'm going to show you how to work with a Database Explorer. So when we open it, we see the database browser, which is the main window. It allows us to see the folders, and but we cannot modify them here. So let's first remove all the filters. By default, they are empty. So let's just empty them. So now we see pretty much every folder here. Now let's try to see only nodes. Without filters, we basically will see only all the nodes. Now only behavioral data. Now behavioral data with nodes. I think we have, we have some nodes here, and we can sort them in alphabetic order, in reverse alphabetic order, by type, by patient, by folder, by clicking here to the column name. So let's try test out some filters. For example, modality of MR. This is the DICOM filter. You can basically read about filters and the querying system in the manual. I strongly recommend you to do this because it's a very, very powerful tool. So we see now Moco series folder. It contains now we got all the folders where the modality is MR. Let's see. Moco series, let's open it and see. Yes, it definitely contains the modality of MR. Now let's try to do this with key value pairs with full behavioral data. Sex M, which is basically, let's see, only males here. Now select behavioral data. If we select other type of data, it doesn't have any filters. So basically we get all the nodes. But if we select only behavioral data, we get only behavioral data satisfying the requirements of the filters, which is like only males here. So let's see, folder 4 with a patient HSC 006 here. We open it in editor. Let's see, folder 4, sex, male. Yes, let's try to test multiple filters, multiple key value pairs. Sex, female. So, which is pretty much every single person in this medical database. Let's see, is it male or female? And apparently it's female here. Okay, so this is pretty much everything for the filters. I strongly recommend you again to read about them in the manual. So basically now we can export all the content here to multiple formats, and let's start with a JSON format. Here, let's select the folder. For me, it's resources, selected them. So we see that successfully exported a JSON file. Now we can see, where is it? Database codes, resources, the latest modified, which is here, open with Notepad. See, basically, this is a dictionary, a Python dictionary containing everything, which is like basically a JSON format. It is compatible with JavaScript, with Python dictionary, and MATLAB with map format in MATLAB. Let's export all the behavioral data to Excel, but first, let's select only key value pairs here. Yes, and now let's export Excel file here. We can see here. So everything is converted now to the Excel file. Some key value pairs are very weird, like key 1 and value. So this column is pretty much empty, but all the others, you can see, like they converted to this format. What's remarkable here is that the behavioral data format is fully convertible to the Excel file, because we can see like the key is subject ID, the value is 002 S0413, and we can see here subject ID 002 S0213, 3, and so on. This is like fully convertible, so we can basically import Excel and export to Excel. It's like two-way interaction between them. So and we can also export this to CSV file, which is like pretty much the same as Excel. And what's also good is that sometimes filters, we can have like many filters, like MR, and then research group control contains the following 1, 2, 3. This filter is very big, so when we close the application, it's gonna take time to do this again, to type everything again. So we can export filter, we can save it in the folder in the resources, and then we can close it. And when we open the program again, let's open the program again. Let's see how it's gonna look like. It's opening. So we see connection established successfully because we needed a little time to establish connection with the server, with the local server. Let's see, we have filters. Filters are empty now. So what we can do, we can import filters. The newest filters, the modified filters are here. Successfully imported the following filters, and again, they're all here. And let's see all the behavioral data satisfying these filters. Sex female, folder 0, folder 0, female here. So basically, this is also not a very essential tool, I would say, but it makes life a little bit easier. So that's why I added this feature here. So this is pretty much everything for the database browser. Let's see what's in editor. Editor is a simpler window, I would say. It allows us to edit, allows the user to edit the data, but only if the user has rights to do this, read and write rights. So basically, we can open behavioral data here and change some information here. MRI, for example, if we realized that the user actually doesn't have any MRI, you can put here none, click edit, and then save to the database, and all the changes saved successfully. I strongly recommend you to save everything, save all your progress constantly, because you see, every time you connect to a new patient, this connection is established to the database server, which is not stored in this program. So every time you do something, for example, let's change something in ADNI screening, let's change something, make this here. So once we connect to the other patient, we come back here, so we see no changes here. It's pretty much everything. So we need to save everything to the database constantly. Otherwise, when we establish connection with the other patient, with another unique identifier, we're gonna lose everything we changed. So it's pretty much everything. So we can add a new user here. Let's add 1, 2, 3. Oh, 1, 2, 3 already exists. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's add a DICOM folder here. We have some DICOM test DICOM. Let's select this folder. Oh, where's the editor? Here. DICOM folder, test DICOM. Yes, select folder. Oh, apparently for some reason we cannot do this. Wait. Okay, let's test with on the notes. We save draft and save to database, and now when we connect to other person, then we can still see the notes. Then we can right click, we can edit name, can change the folder name to 1, 2, 3. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and its folder name is 1, 2, 3, and it contains 1, 2, 3. We can add some behavioral data, and sometimes making behavioral data may be, because it's a very all the work is pretty much the same, so for every patient. So that's why I have created a very useful tool, which is template. We can add some templates, for example, template 1, and we can add multiple templates to the same thing, to the same folder. So let's delete all these things now and add Mocha here. So group mail, edit H1, save to database. So now let's test how it's going to work. Let's connect to the other user here, and let's export everything, all the behavioral data for this one particular user to the Excel file. Let's go back to our main folder here, to resources. Let's see what we have, the newest one. So as we see, the Excel file already has the name of the user, which is UID 002S, and the date of creation. So it's opening. Now we can see here everything, his whole behavioral data is fully converted to the Excel file. It looks so much nicer, not gonna lie. Yep. So, and let's import now. Let's try to import this whole data to the 1, 2, 3, 4 column containing UID, which is subject ID for us. So we just copy this. We click here and the UID itself, and we need to add only 002S. All the other patients, we're not interested in them. So let's click here, UID, import Excel file, and then select the Excel file we want to import. Let's minimize this window and open this one. And yes, when we open it again, we can see that everything is successfully imported. And now this patient also has this behavioral data now. So let's just save all the changes to the database to not lose all the progress we've made. This is pretty much everything. We can see that it's uploaded successfully in the console. Always look at the console. And it also contains some little minor tools like refresh. If we want to confirm that everything is saved successfully, we can reestablish the connection, refresh the connection to the database, and change it back to the initial form of this window. And let's see, everything is saved successfully. So when we have lots of users here, we can use the search engine here. Let's see the user. Let's see if we have the user 1, 2, 3. Yes, we have, and we switch to him, to the user 1, 2, 3. We can see all the data. So this is pretty much everything. And this is it. I strongly recommend you to read manual, as the information there is a little bit more thorough. I'd say, especially about the queuing and filtering system. So this is it. It was Alisher Mirgyasov. You can email me, you can contact me if you have any questions, and I would be happy to explain how everything works here if you have any questions regarding the program. Thank you.